Hey, this is Tom Bell, the marketing mad scientist, and today I want to talk about an important marketing lesson that I learned from two crack dealers. So I'm 49 years old. This was back when I was 20. Everybody has a past, and mine was a little colorful. So back in what I call the drug days, I got around and saw some people that maybe I don't see anymore. Well, not maybe, I don't. I've been off of drugs, cocaine, for about 30 years. But back in the day, I lived in New York City, and I learned a lesson that I wish they could teach this at universities because it was so graphic. It was such a great way to learn this particular marketing lesson, and it's really relevant even today. So, just banging my microphone, having my Diet Pepsi. Videos are new for me, so this is a thing. I'm going to make a video every day, and I'm going to start with the story of two crack dealers. And this happened. So let me tell you, the difference between these two particular crack dealers. One of them sold fake crack, crack cocaine from a vial on the street corner, and it wasn't real. It was made out of ivory soap. And the other guy in this example sold very high quality crack for a fair price. He had a scale, he had, security and just the whole bit. It was like Miami Vice. So he had everything. And if you look at these two guys, let's analyze them from a business perspective. So the guy selling fake crack, um, he had low marginal costs. I mean, for every $10 that he sold in his fake vial, I did the math once. It cost him about 4 cents, a portion of a bar of ivory soap, and another, I think it was 3 cents for the vial itself. So 7 cents, retail price of $10. So he has a 99.3% however you add it up. It was a lot. He had a very high profit margin. Okay. So look at the other guy. He sold back then it was $30 wholesale for a product that sold for $100 per gram, and he would buy this stuff for, I think it was 18 or $20 per kilo, and he didn't cut it. So it was, his profit margin was very low. So for every $30, he was spending maybe 20. Now let's look at his costs. The guy with the fake, there's my microphone again. Here you go. The guy with the fake crack, he had 99 point something percent, and practically no marginal cost, no apartment. He was on the street corner, maybe wear and tear on his shoes because he had to do a lot of running. But the guy that was selling the good stuff for the very low margin, here's a neat little thing. This guy was paying for at least 3 guards that I knew of that had to carry guns in New York City, which is very dangerous. So I imagine they were getting paid a lot of money. He had guns of his own. He had his apartment, and back then, little known fact is they had to pay double rent. The building superintendent's always new, so he had to pay double rent, and he had a fund for lawyers. I mean, this guy was spending so much money to operate his business, not condoning, the selling of crack in any case. I did then, but it's really neat because he had so many marginal costs. All of his overhead, his expenses. The guy selling fake crack, had almost none. Now here's the question. Here's what hit me, and this is what made it such a valuable lesson for me. Is which one of these guys drove the BMW? Right. So the guy with the ridiculously high marginal cost, his overhead, somehow he had some money left over for a BMW, and it's very clear how he got to have that money. So the guy with the fake crack in the vials, he could only sell to a guy only once, right? And after that, you're not going to be dumb enough to buy from that guy again. Nobody would. One would hope. But the guy that sold for low profit but high quality product, what did he have? Return customers. He had loyal customers that came back over and over again. Now this was in the mid 80s, so it was true then, and it's true now. And not only that, it's true for everybody. Name a business that doesn't rely on some type of returning customers. Not just continuity. You have your retention, which I'll talk about that for a minute. You have your retention. You have, people preferring to go back to the same donut shop for whatever reason, or the same gas station. I mean, commodity stuff, right? But they'll do it for that one little reason, and that returning customer is so much better as a customer than somebody that you have to acquire. If you're that gas station, you need bigger signs, you need lower prices, whatever. When you have the customers already, they're 7 times easier to sell to an existing customer, right? Provided that you treat them well. So in internet terms, I mean, fast forward all the way to 2016, the average retention on a lot of the sites that I work on are measured in the days. It's a common trend. The people buy in, they sell them a continuity program, and usually the continuity program just really kind of sucks, and people don't put enough attention into it. And I've done the math. If a customer retained for even another week, you'd say, oh, look, we have a 4-week retention now, and we pushed it to 5, right? So the short-sighted math would be, I just raised back-end conversion 20%, so that adds 20% of profits. It gets really complicated really fast, and I'm doing all this live. I've resolved not to cut anything, but that extra 20% comes after the customer was acquired. It comes after the cost of processing, the affiliate commissions have all been paid. So if you're a business owner, you have a product, and you add on 20% conversion. First off, the straight up weighted number is that 20% represents a lot more than 20% to the actual bottom line, but that's just the beginning, right? Because once you retain somebody 20% longer, just in this example, you have less people talking smack about you on Facebook. You have people, saying nice things, and more importantly, have them returning to buy your next product, your next step on the upsell chain, right? So not what's the word? Refund avoidance there's a lot of ways to look at that, and any internet aware offer owner who thinks that saving refunds means putting limits to customers getting a refund is a fucking idiot. It's just not that kind of party, right? If you say, no refunds allowed. First off, you're not going to close as much on the front end. They're going to refund anyway, or they'll do the thing that they always have available to them called a chargeback, which is a lot worse than a refund. So do not limit people from getting refunds. If they're not happy with the product, it's probably your fault. Give them the refund. When people ask me for refunds, I give them the refund and a free premium product, right? In the hopes that I can make the experience a little bit better, and that's going to affect what happens on social. Plus, it's just the right thing to do, right? So not sure how we got started on the whole refund tangent, but the whole moral to this video, and we're only going to go a little bit longer because I want to keep them short, is it's not as obvious to the naked eye, but treating customers right is, first off, a cool thing to do if you're a human, but it also makes the best business sense in the world. So I don't want to bite off. I don't want to talk about everything and the whole marketing universe, but this little tidbit is my video for the day, and I will see you again tomorrow.